Van Vleck and Bethe. This theory involves an electrostatic approach to bonding in complexes. It is purely electrostatic. First applied to ionic type crystalline substances. Hence, this theory is known as crystal field theory. First, it is applied for ionic type crystalline substances. Hence, it is known as crystal field theory. Crystal field theory is useful in describing the metal-ligand interaction. All the transition metal ions, metal and then ligand is there. And is especially helpful in explaining the visible absorption spectra of metal complexes. Due to DD transitions, transition metal ions shows different colors due to DD transitions. At the same time, while they are forming the metal complexes also, this theory can easily explain visible absorption spectra. This theory considered the metal ion as being placed in electrostatic field. Metal ion can create an electrostatic field. I mean, metal ion is placed in electrostatic field which will created by surrounding molecules or ions or ligands. This electric field changes the energies of the d electrons. In the case of transition metal ion, many properties of complexes are related to these energy changes. This theory considers the bonding in complexes to entirely purely electrostatic. Crystal field theory is the purely electrostatic in nature. What are the assumptions of the crystal field theory? This theory considers as a complex as a combination of central ions surrounded by other ions or molecules with electrical dipoles called as ligands. Majority of the ligands having lone pair of electrons. That lone pairs create electric dipole nature. That lone pair creates electric dipole nature. It regards these ligands as point charges or point poles. Because these having the lone pair of electrons, they act as a point charges. The bond between metal and ligand is purely ionic. So you have to remember, between metal and ligand is purely ionic. The interaction between the electron of the metal of the cation and the ligand is entirely repulsive. Interaction between the electron of the metal cation and the ligand is entirely repulsive because there is a repulsion between electrons, but metal electron ligands having dipole nature, then repulsion occurs. These repulsive forces are responsible for the splitting of the d orbitals of the metal ion. So ligands create repulsive forces because due to repulsion between metal ion electrons and then ligand electrons, due to that repulsion, degenerate d orbitals will be split. In its simplest form, the crystal field theory does not consider the overlapping between the metal orbital and ligand orbital. Here there is no overlapping. It's purely ionic, but it is the electrostatic. The d orbital which degenerate in a free metal ion has its degeneracy destroyed by the approaching to the ligands during the formation of the complex. While ligands are approaching towards complexes, towards metal ion, while approaching the ligand, at that time, degeneracy of the d orbitals will be destroyed due to repulsion. So with that, d orbitals will be splitting. That is known as crystal field splitting of d orbitals in different geometries. In which cases crystal field splitting will be occurs in different geometries. The 5d orbitals in isolated gaseous metal ions are exactly degenerated gaseous metal ions. When a spherically symmetric field of negative charges is placed around the central metal ion, in all the 5 orbitals will be raised in energy as a result of the repulsion between the negative field of negative electrons from the ligands. Although they still remain degenerated, they will have high energy than before. See here. Actually, before coming, they have degenerated with less energy. But after coming to here, after ligands are approaching towards metal, if spherically all the ligands are approaching, at that time they have raised the energy levels. They have raised d orbitals energy levels, whatever before they having. Some energy will be raised whenever spherically it is approaching. But splitting of d orbitals in octahedral symmetry. Ligands can approach in between the axis of the d orbitals or in between along the axis of the d orbitals. First, we will explain the splitting of d orbitals in octahedral symmetry. Octahedral complexes, in the sense 6 ligands will be participated. Octahedral means 6 ligands are participated. 6 ligands participate in the forming of octahedral complexes. They are positioned symmetrically along the axis of a Cartesian coordinate system with a metal ion or the origin. First, it will be 6 ligands are spherical. In the case of spherically filled, all d orbitals will be raised in energy relative to the free ion due to negative charge repulsion. In these cases, not all the orbitals will be affected to the same extent because the orbitals laying along the axis like dz square and then dx square y square. These orbitals are laying along the axis will be more strongly repelled than orbitals with lobes directed between the axis. Actually, 5d orbitals dxy, dzx and dyz are directed between the axis, x, y, z axis. Then dz square, dx square, y square are laying along the axis. But in octahedral symmetry, the orbitals which are laying along the axis repelled more. The orbitals are thus split into 2 sets with dz square and dx square y square at a higher energy than the other 3. The orbitals are split into 2 sets are doubly degenerate. We are denoted as EZ, which are split into 2 sets as a doubly degenerate, which are denoted as EG, and other is triply degenerated, they are known as T2Z. T2Z is triply degenerated orbitals. They are dxy, dyz and dzx. doubly degenerated orbitals EZ are dz square and dx square y square. The splitting of 5 d orbitals into EZ and T2Z energy levels by approaching the ligand is called crystal field splitting. This is the major feature of the crystal field theory. The energy difference between EZ means doubly degenerate and triply degenerate levels is denoted by delta 0 or 10 dq and is called crystal field splitting energy. So crystal field splitting is splitting of 5 degenerated d orbitals into doubly degenerated as EZ and triply degenerated as 2Z energy levels by approaching the ligand is called crystal field splitting. The energy difference between EZ and 2Z levels is denoted by delta 0 or 10 dq and is called as a crystal field splitting energy. You can see here. This is the octahedral complex. Octahedral complex T2Z orbitals having T2Z orbitals are less repulsive. EZ orbitals are more repulsive. EZ orbitals are more repulsive. Here, energy between T2Z and EZ is known as crystal field splitting energy. Crystal field splitting energy. It is denoted by delta 0 or 10 dq. Delta 0 or 10 dq. So in the octahedral complexes, all T2s are T2Z orbitals, that is dxy, dyz, dzx are equal. Then doubly degenerated EZ orbitals, they are dz square, dx square, y square are equal here. Okay. Then how crystal field stabilization energy? Here, crystal field stabilization energy, difference between 2Z and EZ orbitals is the crystal field stabilization energy. It is denoted by delta 0 or 10 dq. The magnitude of delta 0 depends on the field strength of the ligand as well as the metal ion. If suppose strong ligands are approaching splitting, that energy levels will be different. It depends on the field strength of the ligand as well as the metal ion. It is assumed that the sum of the energies of the 5 d orbitals in the free state must be equal to the sum of the energies of the 5 d orbitals in the octahedral configuration. Actually, energies should be equal. Sum of the all 5 d orbitals whenever it is free state as well as whenever it is splitting into the octahedral configuration. Splitting occurs in such a way that there is no net charge in the energy for fully occupied orbitals. But fully occupied orbitals in the sense D10 electronic configuration is there. But if D1 configuration may be electronic configuration in different fields and then different ions is different.